Tas101 Saga. Random video because some people wanted to know what I thought about this, and I'm quite happy to discuss what I think about it because it's a crock of shit in my opinion. It doesn't affect me because this is a bill that's coming out in California. So if you are a UK viewer, don't worry, this is not happening in the UK. This is the United States only. And at the moment I think it's just California only as well, so not even the wider United States is to worry at the moment, but it's definitely something that I think people should talk about and denounce wherever you are. Because this is something that could affect airsoft anywhere if anyone gets any ideas from it elsewhere, so I think we need to denounce it. Anyway, let's get straight on. This SB199 bill has been hanging about in the background for a few years, and I think it's finally coming into force now in California. Either has already or it will be soon. I'm not 100% sure. But basically what it consists of is putting some bright neon coloured tape, usually bright blue or green or something like that, on certain parts of the gun. Now, people that live in the UK might think, oh, big deal, you know, because in the UK, an airsoft gun has to be 50% a bright colour, you know, like bright green. I'll show you a picture of that now. That's what they look like over here, as standard, if you want to buy one as standard. But if you are a member of an airsoft site, and you have one of these magic cards, okay, Yukara card, you remember, which I am, here's mine, you can get guns in all black. Mine are all in pieces at the moment, but this is my mum's. Yes, she used to play too. This is a basic G&G M4. We don't need the orange tip in the UK. We don't need that. So as long as you got that card, you can get this. So you might think, in comparison, what's the big deal going from this to just a bit of coloured tape on the magazine, the trigger guard, pistol grip buffer tube, etc. I would ask, right, because, yeah, it is a minor difference. So people have said, what's the point in adding these little bits of tape? And that's exactly the question. Because it is such a minor difference is probably going to have a minor effect also, yeah. Do the politicians not think of this? I mean, at the end of the day, if you go out with a gun that looks like this, and you do this to a police officer, you know, what do you think they're going to do in the United States? You know, because most guns out there, the people pulling them are generally real, which are capable of killing them. So they're probably going to think, bullshit, and especially if the perp doesn't comply with the vocal commands, you know, to put the weapon down or stop, they're going to blow you away. Go watch some police videos, you know. Every time there's a gun pulled out, the police don't tend to, you know, they don't tend to screw around. They will just blow you away, right? So do you think a little bit of tape here, a bit of tape there, a bit of tape there, it's going to make any difference? It's not going to make any difference whatsoever, right? Because you're not going to see most of it if it's pointed towards you. It's more visual from that direction. Is the colour of tape on? I don't see the colour of tape. Oh wait, no, it's colourful. Don't blow them away. It's just an airsoft gun. Nothing to worry about. Stand down. No, it's not going to happen, alright? They're going to plug you full of holes, alright? Alright, get something that actually affects criminals, because this is not going to affect criminals. They've already got criminals in the United States that are opening up water pistols and Nerf guns and putting, you know, real weapons inside it. A friend of mine, Michael, if you're watching, he's in the NYPD. He often sends me pictures that police departments have seized of, you know, sort of toy guns which have put real guns inside it. They had somebody who'd sawn the barrel off of a Remington 870 pistol grip version. They'd stuck it in a Nerf gun, slapped the side back on. There you go. Oh, it's just a Nerf gun, officer. You know. Oh, okay. Then they go and rob somebody and shoot somebody with it. Because people aren't worried, right, so much. It just looks like a toy. But at the end of the day, if you go and point a gun which has just a little bit of coloured tape on it at an officer, they're probably still going to shoot you. They're not going to stand there and see if it's got tape on it. You're pointing a gun at them, think about it. All they're thinking about is, shit, he's pointing a gun at me, do something. Training kicks in, pew pew pew. That's what's going to happen. Not much else needs to be said on that. It's completely naive that, you know, politicians tend to do this. Something that looks like a good method and a good sequence of events on paper that plays out only on paper and only in their kind of deluded minds does not actually play out in real life. The UK is currently at a very high, I think our terror threat rating is still at severe, because we had a terrorist attack in London the other day, right? Didn't involve guns, but plenty of the ones in Europe have involved guns so far. So if I went to Paris right now, right, and I had this, if I painted some of this green, or I did what the Californian politicians think is going to save people's lives, you know, from the police, they won't be shot because they've got coloured tape on their guns. If I put a bit of neon tape on this thing, and I walked into a crowded area where there were police in public with this and started pointing this at everyone, do you think they would just go, it's a toy, and they wouldn't shoot me? I could put blue tape on those same spots, but if I walked into a public place, started waving this around, do you think anyone would take any notice of the tape whatsoever? No, and the police would not take much more notice of it either. If you go into public, you know, with a gun, people are going to be scared. If you walk around with a gun, people are going to worry and they're going to freak out, okay? And so will the police. So I don't think a little bit of tape is going to have the slightest effect on changing the psychology of the people that witness what's going on, okay? And like I said, you know, criminals and terrorists can exploit this. I just feel that this is trying to correct a problem in the most ineffective way possible. Once again, it's 99% just going to affect normal people. That's all it's going to do. It's just going to piss off normal people, okay? And if the whole point of it is to show it's not a real gun, as long as you keep it hidden, secure, you know, in the boot of a car on your way to the airsoft site, once you get to the airsoft site, why do you need this tape? Everybody there knows it's not a real gun because it's an airsoft site, okay? I've never heard of a terrorist attack happening at an airsoft site. And I'm pretty sure it never will, okay? So I would ask why it's necessary. So if you actually want to go and reduce crime, why don't you find an effective way to do it? All you're doing is papering over the cracks, and it's the same everywhere. All they ever seem to do is paper over cracks rather than solving the actual issues, you know. And I know this will never be a legal defence or an excuse, but I think if some kid goes out with an airsoft gun that looks real and he's waving it around and he points it at a police officer and he gets shot, I'd be honest, I don't have much sympathy for him. You're stupid. Natural selection. If you want to go out and do stupid things, that will happen to you. Okay, it sucks that the police have had to shoot somebody for what isn't even a real gun and doesn't pose a real threat. But they don't know that. You've got to remember that. They don't know until they've got hold of it that it's not a real gun. So use some common sense and don't go walking around with an airsoft gun in public. It's just, there's no reason to, and it's stupid, alright? And you're ruining things for the rest of us, and you're bringing in stupid laws that annoy the rest of us. So, you know, there's stupid people out there, and no law will ever get rid of stupid people. Just think about that. But yeah, this has been a bit of a... I'm going on a little bit now, but I'll stop it there. Yeah, it's a joke really. That's just my thoughts on it. Thanks for watching.